Good morning. Don't worry, I'm not crying. I just put some. But it wouldn't have been a bad thing if I actually was crying. I have a few reasons to do that, but let me just zoom in a bit more. Okay. I do have the reasons to do that, but I don't. I'm not the kind of person who cries. I do sometimes get emotional to the point of tears, and I do cry. I actually cried on camera, and I posted a video. So yeah, but that had to do with the things that I was doing. And if I am in a bad situation, which I am right now, I usually don't cry. I try to make plans to get out of the situation, to accept the things that are out of my control, and get responsibility over the ones that are in my control. And next week, I'm gonna ask the doctor, like, be honest with me. Do I need to prepare myself for being blind? And if he says yes, then that's great. Well, it isn't great, but I now know that I need to prepare myself to have a physical impairment, and I'm gonna have to find workarounds. I've already thought about ways to improve the my workflows. I was thinking of how to stay in front of the camera, and it would have to be it would really have to be with fixed lenses, not zoom lenses. I would not be able to use zoom lenses because, well, if I have sight in my eye, then that's going to be super easy. But if I don't have, that's going to be harder. So I'm just going to, but depending on the time frame that they give me, I'm going to probably have a lot of time. So I'm just going to prepare myself to do the things that I want to do. I need to start wearing my glasses more because they help me see. Like, I can read, I can see faces. I noticed that if I use my right eye, just the one that has the problem, it's harder to. I'm already having problems seeing faces and recognizing people. So with the glasses, I don't have that problem because, yeah, it's a bit easier for my left eye to compensate. Because my left eye is actually my bad eye, but now my right eye is my bad eye because it has a blind spot of about 20%. So I'm going to try to make some changes. I don't know how my life will look, both literally and figuratively. I don't know. I'm just laughing. Probably it's going to go away in about 2 months if I'm lucky enough, which I am. I'm kind of a lucky person. And this is actually, if it goes away, I have a great perspective upon life. It happened to me before, but not with my eyes. It happened to me with, I wasn't prepared to be evicted, and I was. And I learned so much about myself. Well, it got out of the blue, just go away. And I said, well, I need at least one more day. They gave me one more day. And in one day, I was in a foreign country. And in one more day, I found a job, accommodation, everything that I needed. And I actually moved. So, because the person who was hosting me actually fired me at the same time. Still to this day, I cannot understand why. They just said that I have a personality. They had a before this thing that they did. They had a gym, And in that gym, they understood that people like me are not they cannot have a work relationship with people like me. And I'm like, okay. She was a bit crazy, so she evicted me, and I was in a foreign country, and I needed to find a job and a place to stay. And I did in about 5 hours. Wasn't the greatest job or the greatest accommodation, but got me through the first 4 months. So I learned quite a bit, and I got a scare like this before where I developed the habit of only reacting and making plans to the things that are happening already, not to the things that can happen, that are not sure. Like, for instance, it would be idiotic to make plans for when I'm blind if I don't know I'm going to be blind. If a doctor says to me, like, look, in about 5 to 10 years, you're going to go blind in the right eye and probably in your left as well, then I'm going to make plans for the next 5 to 10 years to uh, take that into consideration and plan for it and do the things that I can as long as I have my eyesight, at least in one eye or in both, so I can provide for myself or I can see because without, like, I've seen this even in healthy people and I cannot imagine what it does to people who have a condition without a proper goal, a proper, let's say, purpose, and without feeling like they are contributing and they are part of society in a way that it's not just consuming, it's also making or creating, at least for someone. It doesn't have to be for everyone, it has to be for someone. Like, I don't know, they can care for something, for plants, for dogs, for, I don't know, for their sister, for their whatever, anything. If there is something they can do for society, then and they can provide with the society with something, then they feel so much better. And even in healthy people, if they don't feel that way, and if they feel like they cannot change the world in some way or add add to the world something, they feel demoralized and depressed and very, very bad. So for I imagine for someone who has physical impairments, it's even worse because you don't have all of the things that you all of the options as a healthy person or intact person. So it's even worse because you don't have those options. So you now have to limit yourself to these things. Like, imagine how hard it would be to do things like, okay, surfing the web would be, I've seen it, and it's quite not that, like, for a blind person, it's not that difficult to use their phone because the phone speaks back. They have accessibility options, and the phone talks back. But you cannot do with that. All you can do is, like, surf the web and use apps, but you cannot, like, really use a work app. Like, it would be so hard to video edit, for instance. Like, everything that I do is visual, so it would be so hard to paint without proper vision. And it has been difficult to paint without proper vision because I I had some old glasses before this that I made when I was like 17 or 16. And with those glasses, because it was 10 years, well, more than 10 years, 11 years since I got new glasses, I wasn't able to really paint to the fullest extent until I got new glasses, and then my painting abilities doubled because I could see the details. I could see the what the brush is doing. I could see the textures. Sure, it's skill as well, but imagine being like worse, having worse eyesight. But there is a silver lining, which is the fact that this kind of blindness is not fully dark. Like, not all blindness. I knew this before getting this condition, but I have a scotoma, a central scotoma in my right eye, and it might be macular degeneration, I think it's called. I'm quite young for that, but so there's a lot of types of blindness. You can have just central blindness where you don't see, you only see details in your peripheral view, and that is very bad. And but it's you can still do things because you have your vision quite good in that, in peripheral view. You cannot operate machines, you cannot drive, you cannot ride a bike properly. So yeah, but I think I would be able to edit videos and do those kinds of things because I could just move my eyes. I've already tried it. I can move my eyes and see the things that I need to do by moving my eyes into other spots. And it's actually a thing called, I think, I forgot how it is. I read about it yesterday and I actually tried it, and it's quite useful. Like, if you cannot see in this spot, you move your eye like here and you then focus on this. And by the time the blind spot goes in, you have time to read it. So that's a way to do it. And yeah, I could be doing that. I know I said I wouldn't make plans, but I'm making plans for the affection I already have, the affliction I already have. If it stayed like this, I would not have any problem doing all of the things that I've done until now. No problem painting, no problem making courses or videos. Sure, it's a bit annoying, but I think in about a month I'm gonna get used to it. So either I get used to it or it's gonna go away in about a month or two, depending if what it is exactly. I'm gonna find out in about a week. Yeah, I think that's enough blabbering about my problems. Sorry for putting these. I don't want to feel as if I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. It's just things that are happening, and it's fun. I think it's funny that when the things are tough, that's when I feel very energized to do things. I feel like, whoa, I need to do things. I get into this action mode. I think that's my way of dealing with problems and with issues, and I think it really helped me quite a bit out of tough situations, because my mind understands that you cannot let your problems get on top of you, and the more you have, and the bigger the problem, the easier it is for the problem to get on top of you. So what I mean by get on top of you is demoralize you. So it starts to spread, the problem starts to spread into and it wanted to do that, into other areas of your life. Like yesterday, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit in bed and sit in my sadness and feel that sadness. And I meditated. So I had to do the meditation, and I did it for for 1 hour, and then I felt amazing. So yeah, it's much more of a good strategy to continue your routine, because your brain will interpret that like, okay, this is not as bad as you, because to be honest, I cannot do anything. All of the things that I could do, I've already done. So it's not something that I can do something about. I can prepare myself for when it gets worse, but that would be pointless in the next 2 months. And just like that, it's night. I am a bit more relaxed about my condition, not because it improved or anything, but I meditated, so I'm also taking some beetroot smoothie with bananas. I started to take care of my blood pressure. So I am doing that, and I'm finally not smoking because I don't have a choice. Like, smoking really does very bad things to your blood pressure. So no smoking, no more coffee. I'm gonna be the whatever man, the juice man, or the tea. I'm gonna change from coffee to something else. Maybe some hot chocolate, like dark chocolate melted in milk. That's gonna be nice. I'm actually gonna go buy tomorrow or tonight, actually. I don't know. What's the time? What's the time? It's quite late. No buying today. So I'm more relaxed about the fact that I have this eye condition and I might go blind. So I'm more relaxed about that, and I don't really feel that bad about it. I hope it does improve, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it except go to the medic, go to the doctors, and hope for the best and take my medicine. I have to put this in my eye in a few seconds. Such an expensive. These are so expensive for what they give you. It's like a rip-off, man. Like, real rip-off. We're gonna see. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.